Okay, welcome your faces back to Autonauts. I've been doing stuff in things. I think that's how you spell it. I'm a horrible speller. So I got metal, more or less working. It turns out windmills work that way, just fine. I don't see any problem whatsoever. I've basically automated every metal tool except for knives because I don't use knives and that would make my grid ungriddable. I would have one extra spot over there for a knife or up there or something like that. So I'm not doing that. And I gave most of these bots... Where's my charger? Here's he at. Here we go. Most of these bots upgraded tools. I haven't got every single one of them, but most of them have. I think there's some apple people that still have spades. And the wheat people still, or crude spades. And the wheat people still have crude tools because they aren't doing anything yet. But just about everyone else, I think, is set to get fancy new tools. I ended up building some water wheels because these things, I made a bench saw, and I shouldn't have. It looks kind of ugly here right now because I had to quickly fix it. It has to be on the floor in a walled place, and it needs power. So I was instantly cutting my pole production, and that was not great. Why aren't you guys dancing? I guess they're fine. Scatterbrain squirrel! So I had to just build a windmill. So what they do is after they've been discharged, you see the little thing, there's a bar down at the bottom that says 50. And then this table says it consumes 50. So this table will use one whole charge of this windmill. And then they'll have to recharge before this saw will be usable again. So you have to fully refill the battery before it'll discharge again. So this cut poles really fast, just like near. But then it would sit there and not do anything because this had to recharge. And I suppose if I had more bots, one bot that was just sitting there and feeding, and one bot that was catching and running an armload of supplies at a single time, this would be more efficient for individual bots, but it didn't suit my needs very well. So I built a water wheel just to see what it was like. I couldn't tell from the blueprints how much power it generated. It just said that it generated power, so I was like, let's see what it takes. It was a lot. It took a lot to build this thing, but it did 150, so I built a second. And they were running in parallel right now, and so when this thing runs, it can pull, that's 3, 6, 7 times. And it works out fairly well. I moved the sign over the building crew, which is one of the reasons why I tied them to a sign, so that they could build these wheels. And I figured out what the dredger was for. I had to do a little bit of wikiing, but I noticed that I had a bucket full of soil, and I didn't remember how I got it. Probably was just a misclick. Come to find out, the dredger will dig up tiles. So if you dig up this, it can't be turf, it has to be dirt or sand. But if I dig up this right there, I turn it into a water tile. And then I can get a bucket of dirt and fill in the water tile and make swampland. And then I can get more dirt and fill in the swampland again to make it regular dirt. And you can't dredge swamp. It's kind of a weird thing. So you have to be a little bit careful with it. But I just kind of played around with it a bit. I made a nice little spot for some water wheel, made some more swampland. I think I'm going to clear it up a little bit. And I had this idea. I realized a few things. One, I never played with the barrels. I could set up a barrel next to the food place and just pour water to it kind of endlessly, I think, if I understand barrels correctly. And that would save these guys from running back and forth. But then the other thing that I realized is I could just literally dredge up a path and fill, because the water fills in the hole, I could dredge all the way to this spot and just make a portable water source right here. And I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to make an automated system of bots that make dredgers and other bots that dig a bunch of holes. So this still requires crude tools, but we got all these people still making crude tools just for the odd group that needs crude tools. I built another masonry bench where it needs a crude chisel. Will not take a metal chisel at all. Has to be crude. So that was the thing. Crude blade? Yeah. I'm gonna set up the script for this. And stop recording because my inventory is full. Just set the bucket right there for now. Record again. Stow that blade, and what was the last thing I need to forget? Pick. Pick. I didn't even check. I just think I remembered. Where did I put the crude picks? Right there. Okay. And then repeat that. If we just inverse these and do until backpack empty. Ends up working quite well for them. We need 4 crude blades. I didn't read that right. I don't think you have backpack space for this, but we can try. Let's put a backpack on you and see what happens. Where did we go? Dredger. Oh, and one other thing is I unlocked a variant that I thought kind of cute. It basically turns them into Wall-E, but it's got the little treads, and I like the treads, so I switched them out. They still have the same head and torso, but now they're just all on treads, and I kind of think that's adorable. I would like to make it to where just a few of them, like all the wheelbarrowers, were going to be on that, because then they were like caterpillar machines. I did get a wheelbarrow, a cart, because carts hold more of sticks, and it's like he's on treads, and I like it because it makes it look like a little engine. But they're very particular about what type of body they look for. In their program, in their code, it does very specifically say Mark II Variant 2, so I couldn't just change that in between every other bot. I had to program it to where they looked specifically for them. So, sadly, that is not going to be as easy to make just a few cute little guys, but we'll do this times 4. Times 4. And see how that works. Let me clear out that dredge right now. I need another 3 blades. I think the order is going to be awfully broke here. So let's do some preemptive planning. Not the crude spade. First, we want him to do the dredge. Yeah, do the dredge first. Not that I'm saying dredge. I cannot read, talk, and play a game all at the same time. Just too many things. But we want him to do crude blade first, then stow it, then move to the spade. Yeah. Just because of the 4 spot in the backpack. Let's see what he does. I don't think 3, 4. Yep. Spade, and then he's full. Yeah. I need the next backpack upgrade. That's not gonna work so well. Okay. So we're just gonna have to change the order of this just a bit. We'll put that right there, I think. Crude spade. Take from crude spade. Move it in the wrong spot. Move to the workbench. Unload it all. Move to crude storage. Pick it up. Then we want to go back to the workbench. Move to workbench, yes, and add to good workbench. I found out that if you do the copy and paste, you can save some time from having to run back and forth. And I will get a pick real quick just to clean this up for you. We'll see how this works for him. So it should more or less be the same. He should go get 4 blades, stow them. Yep. Then he should get 1 spade, come back, empty it all. Yep, and then go get. Yes, Yes, yes. Pick. I like it. It's working so well. I wish I could follow them and watch their inventory at the same time, but okay. That did exactly what I wanted to. We'll do a repeat. We're not going to do a chest for this because this is probably not going to stay as a permanent structure. This is just a little pet project of mine. We're going to do that till that's full. I feel like there should be more. I've made more of those. Where did they all go? Oh, they're stacked. I literally couldn't see them because they were blending in with the background. I was expecting them to all be stacked up itty bitty right there, but they weren't. Okay. And then we're gonna do a few of these guys. We're gonna name this one Judge, after Judge Dredd. And if your hand is empty, come over here, get this thing. Your hand is empty, and then come on over here and dredge a hole. I'm gonna set an area. We're gonna try and do just a line down, a line across, and a line down. Dredge this. Yeah, it has to be dirt. So I need to get the ground breaking team up to work for him too. Okay, we'll get rid of that. And oh, that repeat until your hands are empty, and do that forever, for your whole life. But then this thing, what we're gonna do is just make it one wide. Right, something like that. Yeah. And as long as we can, we need it to go to this spot right there. That spot? Nope, one more. More down. Don't need to get in the grass. I think that will line up. It's kind of hard to tell. One more. Yeah, has to be like that. Okay. Have that thing. You're good to go, my guy. I need to get my bucket again wherever I set that thing and fill it up. But I'm gonna get the earth movers to start digging some trench for him, and we're just gonna move the water to us. Because why make things easy? Okay, so they're doing their thing now, which I like. I did do a fair bit of research while things were just moving along. Let's see. And then we're into the millions. I did upgrade it. We're into stuff that requires millions. I would kind of like the power technology because there's a steam engine there. And I'm like, that would be great. Instead of having to worry with the windmills, I bet that thing produces so much power. I'm also kind of excited about the railway because I can really spread out and maybe not use the wheelbarrows so much, which is a shame because I just feel like I unlocked them. But the railway, move things from one corner to the other. I set this to metalwork for now just because I could. It's the cheapest one at 8,000. Let's see. I researched textiles, which gave me that stuff. Crude loom, sewing station, hat making, jacket, some stuff. Sure, that's all the tier 5. Yep. So next colonist upgrade, we're gonna need to get this stuff ready. Dairy farming, which I'm not really doing cow stuff, but that's there. Better baking, I didn't get. Brick housing, I'm sure is the tier 5 WOV. Yellow brick, that would be. I haven't made like any bricks. So it was like, we need that to research better shelters. I'm like, oh, I don't have bricks, so get out of here with that. And basic medicine, I need a leech. And, well, let's see if it'll show me. It probably should, per the rules of the game. If I can find it again. Health technology. Leech. Okay, let's try here. Leech. There we go. to get a leech, you get a crude hand net in swamp. And that gets you a leech, apparently. So, just because I'm going to need to get at least one, I have made all of these crude hand nets for some reason. We'll wheel on over here, grab it, head to some swamp, and fish me up a leech. Delicious. Takes a while. Okay. One leech. Just pick it up with your hands. Look at it wiggle. Yeah. Well, you know, not all leeches actually drink human blood, so maybe this is not one of those leeches. We'll just leave that leech conveniently right there for when we next do some research. I think what it's going to end up being is the medical research is going to be required, yeah, for tier 5. So we're gonna have to give them leeches for them to be happy, which is kind of weird. Gotta get that bloodletting, I guess. Let's not forget, I came in on a spaceship, and we're still going to be doing leeches for medicine. So we have a leech and leeches. So let's see what I need for that, because I betcha it's gonna be the clay pot. Leeches. I wish I could tab complete. Can't. I want a down arrow, but that doesn't exist here. So leeches does require a clay jar and an alchemy station, which I haven't figured out yet. That's probably in the medicine. But clay jars I could do. I just haven't, because I was like, what do I need them for? Well, now I know. So I do also need to get a brick, which needs a crude clay station, which I haven't built. I don't think this... Oh, I have. Okay, that is the crude clay station. So I just need to make another one of those. Could upgrade it. I didn't get those guys better tools yet, but we are super up on the clay pots right now. Food, doing all right. Doing all right. We're back up to 100% there. That's up and down. Let me just say that. It was at 80. It's dropped down a fair bit, and I don't know why exactly. Unless people ran out of water. That might be it. But hopefully, here in a little bit, that won't be a problem. Okay, this is probably the most convoluted way to get water to my cooks, but I have dredged a trench all the way there, and I have my soil filler ready to fill it all in. But I'm gonna release the Kraken, as it were, and let's see what happens. Boop, 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 boop. Should be, I'm expecting very instant. I don't know if it flows or if it's just gonna be like, boom, water. It flows. Dugga, 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 dugga. Yes. It actually is kind of neat. I do have bridges. That doesn't look great. I mean, they use it, but I wish it faced a different way. How many of those do I got? I got one more. Let's try and fix. Nope. That's just the way it is, I guess. I rotate it and then boop, but then it changes direction. I guess it wants to go with the water. But maybe I'll just leave that there for now. But then I need to find the not apples. This will be, they are part of the WOV team. Need to find water, fresh water pot. We're gonna change where you look for that water, my guy. You don't have to go very far at all. I ended up breaking a few of them. But, we'll just set that there. Look at that, you don't have to go, like, anywhere. And another one? We'll give them a little bit of range, just in case they decide something's a little bit nearer to their heart than not. But this should speed up their cook times? Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, I had 2 of them on each pot. I don't think we were really hurting for water that bad. But I do want to do something similar to this with the honey. Not dig a trench of honey, even though that sounds like it would be kind of cool, if not a little bit messy. But I do have the barrel that I have not done anything with. I made one just to see what it's like, and then it sat there unloved. And I'm thinking, if I put the barrel here, I can make a bot that just gets a bunch of honey and fills up this barrel. And then the honey guy won't have to run back and forth through all of this to get a full thing of honey for the jam. So I am gonna do that post-haste. But one other interesting thing that I researched that I forgot about till just now was was the upgraded storage. But I'm not sure exactly. There we go. Upgrade. Oh, that makes it massive. That's not gonna work so well. I'm gonna have to spread things out a little bit. But it can be used by many bots at the same time. I think that will speed up some of the problems I've had where things seem to get bottlenecked. So that's gonna be the thing that I'm gonna try and do. I need to, one, maybe space stuff out a little bit more, which I can do with the move command if I do it carefully so I don't break stuff. And then 2, make bigger storage for, in particular, these 4 things, since these are used so much. What do you look like bigger? Basically turns that into that. Can you still... Yeah, people can't, the bots can't use that while I'm upgrading it, so I don't want to click upgrade on it till it's absolutely ready. Where are you going? What is wrong with you? Okay, that got done, and I was looking into why I couldn't do hives yet, beehives, and it said it was locked behind beekeeping. And I checked, and there was no research called beekeeping, and I'm like, what? Come to find out, it's one of the challenges that I get. I have to store a bunch of honey. But that's working pretty well right now. I say that a lot. So I like the automation I set up in this one. In Classic, go get a bucket if you need to, and then fill the object up. I put the little exit if error. So if there isn't any honey, it errors out. But I tend to not like that because then the little bots just start running back and forth. So I put this other little clause that says, if held object not empty. Meaning if you have at least 1 honey to add to my storage here, go ahead and go drop it off. But if this bucket that you're carrying is absolutely empty, keep checking. And then he'll stop if the honey storage is full. So that's working pretty well. Redid the cooker, the honey bucketer, to check for this instead of this. So that's working out pretty well. Pretty well indeed. There we go. Just kind of killing time doing some house cleaning until I get this thing. What do I get? I know what I get. Cloche hat. I think that's how you say that. And a beehive. Bees are cool. Yes, slab, thank you. I was just giving these guys better shovels. And we're gonna see what's underneath the next level of clay. Clayface still needs a better shovel, but doesn't look like there's better clay underneath this clay. So one of the interesting things with the stone deposit is it got recessed. And we went from like a bad stone deposit to a plentiful stone deposit. Yeah, rich. And then over here, there was like iron trace to metal deposit, metal ore, before it said like trace metal ore deposit. Something like that. I don't remember exactly. Don't hold it to me. And it dug down a level. I was wondering if the clay would do the same thing when hit with the crude metal spade, but it doesn't look like it did. It's just still clay for some reason. Anywho, I want beehives. Okay, simple enough to make. We'll queue up, I think, 5 of these. Can't click and drag. And, well, I guess the big question is, can I upgrade these? So that's what would be nice. I don't know how I get the, doesn't look like it. I just stand in front of it awkwardly. And I can't, like control clicking and whatnot, can't get the beehive out of it. Well, that makes me a little sad if I can't save the bees. Is the only thing that's different cosmetic? I'm gonna find out real quick. Well, per the wiki, they are an upgrade in the strictest of sense. They send out 4 bees instead of 2 from the sket. So, might as well get them. I mean, I like the aesthetic of it a bit, but I can't find a way to recycle the bees out of these things. I think these are just deleted, which is kind of confusing to me, but yeah. I mean, nothing in the game. If you throw it in the Easter egg, if you throw it in the giant monolith, they are dead for sure. But most things in the game you just put into storage and that's it. But I'm gonna go get a wooden mallet somewhere. Have I left any laying about? I thought I did. Right in front of me? No? What did I do with my... One way or the other. I'm gonna go get some more beehives and stock up my new, or bee nests as it's called, and stock up my new beehives wherever they're at. And I will be back when that's done. This is just the fun part of the game now. Well, the beehives are hiding, so I'm out looking for them, uncovering even more of the map. I just got an achievement for uncovering 20 tiles, and I found a coal deposit, which I needed coal for one of the next levels of research that I had to do. Now, I had no idea how to get coal. I had not yet looked into it, to be fair. Some people might be like, well, it's pretty easy. You just do this thing. I'm like, I only check the wiki if I'm really lost. Otherwise, I'm just kind of having fun with the process of discovery, even if some of the stuff is pretty dang obvious, if I had just taken the time to look into it. But it's good to know that that's where the coal's at. So I have 2 metal deposits right next to each other, and coal all the way down here, provided I didn't already discover some somewhere up here. I don't think I did. Badoop. Okay, so I was still hunting for beehives. And I found one of the 2 all the way down here in the absolute corner of the map, right next to a positively monolithic thing of stone. So, come here, my precious. And another great big stone deposit. I actually hadn't seen another one of those, so it's nice to know it's there for when I get railways and I come down here to do all of my heavy lifting with stone stuff and whatnot. And there's number 2. Yes, okay, so now I just gotta go take the long road back home. I'm right there, but I gotta go all the way around the lake, the sea, technically. So I'll just kind of explore things as I go, just so I can see it for when I go to get the next beehive. Makes things a little easier. Not a lot easier, but eliminates some of the guesswork. It'd be nice if they just all show up back in my apple farm again. I might put the dredgers to work at just bridging the gap here. But, bees first. So I'm experimenting right now with the bigger... What? No, get the water. Thank you. The bit better clay station. And it takes power, an enclosed room and power. So I'm not sure how much I'm actually going to want to do that. I know I'm going to need to do that, but it's like, yeah. There's an advantage in that it can make like 2 clay pots at once, so I guess half as much work time. But it still takes 50 power, which is 1 windmill. So it works at the speed of 1 windmill at a time, which sounds impressive. It's actually not. It takes a windmill a while to charge. So I don't know, but I know I'm gonna need one of these bricks for the next bit of research as well. So we're just gonna go drop that off there. And I guess I got 2. Oh, I didn't see that. I guess I should have been paying attention to where it says 2 raw bricks. But I don't know. It's a little bit. That's a little bit something. No, not the floor. Not the floor. It's a little bit something more. In that I'm gonna have to design another little clay spot right here. I feel. Maybe I'll use the brick walls. Yeah, I don't know. Brick walls are too expensive. They are way too expensive for just being walls. I mean, arguably, the wood fence works as wood as walls. Wood fence acts as wood. Go figure. So I think I'll stick with the stone walls for now. Those walls look cool. Those walls look dope. I just don't have a shaped stone block set up. Nor do I have, well, I guess I do have a good source of mortar. I have like 370 something, 340. And I guess that's considered full for reasons. Oh, those walls do look cool. But as long as aesthetics are all that I have going for me, stone walls will do just fine. I think they look pretty good, all things considered. It looks like I fenced my guys in with these bottom ones. And I think I might actually make just a second stone gatherer for the building. Because there's only one of the guys so far right now. And it just takes them a while, one at a time, doing this stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna get another one going. Well, 2 things. I just finished researching crude metal, which lets you upgrade a furnace for more than I want to spend right now. And I went ahead and built the thing. Brought some power across from the double windmills. I unlocked a lot. There's... you gotta upgrade it. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that right now. A lot of these things are starting to require the chiseled stone. Forget what it's called, but that made pretty. So I need to set up some sort of an operation for that. And I don't know what for sure I'm going to do with this. I know I'm going to need it, so I want to get it set up and started. The thing that I should probably start with the most would be the clay jars, because I know I'm going to need them for the medicine. And maybe the clay bricks. I could do that just to be more efficient, but if I'm being completely honest, these guys have got it locked down. Locked down? Yeah. Well, let's go see what's next on the research. So I skipped this, the brick housing, because I'm not ready for tier 5. Oh, looks so nice. For 1 million WOV. Oh, so much. You know what? I got a leech. Well, okay, so that one's bricks. And bricks? 2 things of bricks? Oh, whatever. There's a leech. Have a leech. Put that in your face. Enjoy it. It's gonna sit there for a long little while. 1,011 to go. I like it. Just gotta do that 500 times. No big deal. Shape stone block. That's what all these things need. So I'm going to get another potter ready for right here. think it was Claybert still. No, is it Clayface? Clayface is still doing great. So let's get him on the metal train and get another potter ready and start having them work on the clay jars. Should I upgrade the storage? This storage is actually should be fairly easy to upgrade because it's not. Nope, not what I want. Not what I want. Put it back. Put it back. Can't put it back. Drop it on the ground. So I threw it on the ground. What I want to do is upgrade. I haven't done that yet. Wooden beams. I actually have not yet made a single wooden beam, so we're gonna wait on that. Is wooden beam a new structural thing? What? Wooden beam. I guess I can make it. Oh, it's at the machine bench saw. Oh, I need so much power. More power than some windmills can make. Maybe I should just make a bunch more windmills and have a windmill farm over here. So they is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4's the gap for the belts. So like right there, the belts wouldn't reach if I put an extra windmill. So what I have to do is get distracted. I have to pick these two, move them over. One, nope. One will be good. And then get one of my new belt links, throw it down in line. Yeah. Does that work? And in line. Yeah. And that's kind of what I'm going to have to do with all of the future windmills. Just so that I can keep them in parallel, in serial like this. But maybe I'll just keep making more windmills. Let's see, do I still have that lined up? Yeah, so it would be corner of that one and corner of that one. Is that how they line up? Oh, one more up, right there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's kind of hard to count. Would be 1, 2, 3, 4 would be what? 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3. So I'm guessing not. Right. No, that's right. Maybe this one's the one that's wrong. Yeah, that one was wrong. That was wrong. Okay. And then more windmills, and then just keep it coming out forever. Just so many windmills. So I might as well queue up another 3 windmills just because we're going through so much power. So much power. I forget, what was the last thing that I wanted to do before I was done? I said there was one more thing that I wanted to do. I've already forgot what that is. Was it get another straw guy going? I think that's what it is. Yeah, I got distracted when I assigned him another shovel, looked at new storage, and that's as far as I got. So what to make? Do I want to make bowls? I don't think we need the plates for anything yet, because we're not doing that sort of food. So I think jars for leeches is probably the next biggest thing. Which shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be. I just need to keep the extra big storage in mind. Though I don't really need that for anything other than raw resources. I probably don't need that for refined resources, aka clay jars. Yeah, clay jars probably won't need anything more than a box Just your average box. Or should I put it over there? I don't know. And over here, you are Jark. You know what? I'm gonna stick with it. Jark maker. Yeah, I like the sound of that. So, just gonna teach you to do the thing that you do. You're gonna come over and get clay until your hands are full. And then you're gonna come over to this thing and you're gonna unload clay until your hands are empty. I actually think I would, because this thing takes 4 at a time. Nah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So if that doesn't work, you should air out. I might need to watch that. Let's stop. Stop. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that should be good, because I already got one there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a raw jar, and then I want you to pick up the jar and drop it in there. Not that repeats, just put that right there. We'll play with his memory. Why not? Like, there's some nice quality that you can put into the fault if you have the memory for it, so that they don't. If something goes wrong, they don't just break instantly. But it takes a lot of memory. He's going to have a simple job, so we should probably be able to do it pretty well. We want you to do this until your hands are full. Air out if there's nothing to pick up. Then move to the storage. Drop it off until your hands are empty. And then do all of this until... Not full. Until the PlayStation is empty. Yeah. So he jumps in there and picks stuff up and moves it to the storage. If there's nothing there, it just bypasses that. If he can't get full hands, because I don't know how big the jars are, then he just bypasses that. We can put an if. Nope. Break a bunch of that. Just drop a little bit too far. If your hands are not empty, move to the place. So that's going to stop him from doing the run back and forth. And then do this whole thing until this storage is full. And then do that forever. Now that has some serious anti-fault built into it. So, step 1, day out of the gate, he goes to get some clay. Let's do that until your hands are full. Air out if you can't do it anymore. We'll put an if your hands are not empty. If your hands. If hands are not empty, go to the clay station and empty it out. Otherwise, he just sits there trying to take from the storage. It'll pop back up to the top, so he shouldn't run back and forth a lot. Then this one, he gets to the clay station, empties whatever he has in his hands. If he doesn't have anything in his hands, or doesn't, I don't know why I need that checkbox there, actually. We're gonna undo that one. We're gonna... Wait, that's for picking up. It's this one right there. I thought that one was that one. Yeah. That one, we absolutely want him to get his hands empty. And then he will, until the clay station has nothing left, pick up jars and move the jars. But he shouldn't bounce back and forth unless he has something in his hands, and this should be hands again. I'm glad I'm double checking this. If your hands are not empty, go drop something in the clay storage. Yeah. It took a fair bit of memory, but I like it. I mean, what else am I going to use all that memory on for this guy? It's, for the most part, I could have simplified this a whole bunch, and he would have done his job. But then it's like, if I pause him for something, or stop him in the middle, what does he have in his hands? What happens? If, like, he has a jar in his hands, he tries to restart this loop, comes to this spot, and can't empty it. Actually, that would be why I need to put a check mark right there. I'm gonna do that. Just the more I learn, the more I learn. So if he has a jar in his hand, for some reason, like I stopped him and then restarted, so he's going from the top, well, that shouldn't be a problem, because he couldn't pick stuff up anyways. Well, whatever. We'll see what happens. If he has a jar in his hands, should error him out right there. We won't try and put it in the station. But one or the other, he shouldn't run back and forth like that. That right there is what I'm trying to stop. Until hands are empty. Yeah, for some reason that's causing a loop right there. Like he's jumping out of that before his hands are empty. So we're gonna not have that there. You absolutely have to have empty hands. It's kind of a weird thing. You'd think it would still just keep looping there. I don't know why that errored it, but it did for some reason. I'm not a game programmer, I don't know. Well, one way or the other, this episode has gone on long enough, so I'm going to call it here. But I did just realize one stupid thing that I did is this is raw. I'm not done. This is the finished project. I need to put a kiln in here to cook this stuff. But that's future me's problem. We're getting some bulk storage ready for when I finally need to start getting pots ready. Step one, you know? A little bit at a time, and I can just daisy chain a few of these things together and have it be nice. Let's see, I keep saying I'm done, but then I have one more little thing that I want to try and do. I actually want to put that there. Right there, yeah. Oh, they don't... You won't reach two? Okay, you will. That was weird. Kind of like the walls, just had to delete it and put it back. Then I can put another one there. How far will it reach? Yep, that's too far. And I can just put a few more crafting stations across here. So we can get 1, 2 more. Yep. And then we can do 3 different things of bricks right here, just in this room, with what we got. But that is going to be it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Outro!